my chili con carne. I like to use a mixture of beef and pork mince for this, as it really makes a beautiful flavour. I do the same for a lot of pasta sauces, and as it says here on the pack, it's ideal for bolognese sauce. So I really do like using beef and pork mince for this purpose. So I'm going to do it with beans. So I've got a can of red kidney beans, which I'll drain. I've got a rather large brown onion, which I've just chopped in half there, but I'll be cutting that up finally when I do my prep. I've got about 5 or 6 cloves of garlic. I've got, this is frozen bell peppers or capsicum peppers, which are mixed and shredded. It's about the equivalent of one red or yellow pepper, whatever you've got. For the chili aspect, I'm going to use a mixture of chipotle, red chili flakes and cumin, which I'll grind up in my little grinder before I put it in. I'm using 2 stock cubes. I'm using 1 chicken and 1 beef because that will complement the pork and beef mince rather well. I'm using some sieved tomato passata. That's a 500 gram pack of that, and I'll be augmenting the tomatoiness with some tomato paste. I've got salt, I've got pepper, and whenever I use chili I like to use a little bit of sugar, and I'm going to use a bit of that dark Muscovado sugar, which is a really delicious raw cane sugar. I'm going to be cooking it in my large cast iron pot, because I think it comes out better that way. So I'm just going to get my prep done, and then the action will take place over the stove. Alright, that's pretty much everything prepped up, ready to go. I've even lifted the lid off the can of beans and drained them. For my chili mix, I'm going to use, I love chipotle, I love the flavour of it, so I'm going to use 1, 2 teaspoons of that, and they're really nicely finely ground. And I'm going to use about the same of ordinary red chili flakes. These have gone quite dark because they're getting on a bit now. And I'm going to use about the same of cumin too. This is toasted cumin. You can use 2 of those. And I love the flavour that cumin gives to a chili. I really do love it. And chipotle, well, it needs no explanation really. So I'm going to whiz that and turn it into a powder. When you take the time to grind your own spices from whole, you'll get the joy of how wonderful that actually smells when you grind your own. And it goes for all spices, that does. They're all amazing when you grind them fresh. Okay, right, the action now takes place on the stove. Okay, so first off I want to grind my meat up and get that browned off. So let's just lift that off there, and that goes straight onto the hot pan, and I'll start breaking that up. I really do love this tool. It's so good for breaking up meat like this. So I'll just break that up and get that ground up for you. Alright, as I'm working it, I work on the lumps and break them down. I don't want large lumps of clusters of meat in there like a broken up hamburger. I want it to be more refined. And it's not just enough to turn it brown. You need to cook that now, and it's starting to ship off liquid and fat. But what we want to do is we want to boil off that liquid until it really starts frying again in its own fat. So we keep that going, and this is quite an important stage. The thing is with the chilies, you can always let it cool off, or just skim off the fat at some later stage, but it's rather important in getting the flavour into that chili. And you'll see if you pare it back a little bit like that, you'll start to see there is fat and there's also bubbles where the steam is escaping. We want to lose all that liquid and let it start really frying again. And then it starts to really brown the mince, and that's when the flavour gets in there. Okay, after a couple of minutes we're starting to get there now. Little bits of the meat are coming up browned, and the sound of the frying is more aggressive when you stir it. And it begins to want to stick to the bottom of the pan. I love cooking in cast iron. There's something amazing about the flavour of dishes cooked in cast iron. I don't know whether it's just my expectation of it or whether it's the truth, but I certainly think so. I think it's probably because of the way it retains so much heat, and it just cooks so evenly. Because of the way it spreads heat, it conducts heat throughout the whole pot, not just locally in one spot, one hot spot like you get with other cookware. It's certainly starting to issue a lot less steam at this point, or water vapour, and it's beginning to really nicely brown the meat. So I'm going to keep that going for a while because I want a nice turn on that meat. Get this right and everything else falls into place. If your chilli doesn't turn out quite so well because you've been impatient at the early stages, get this right and it'll all get really right. Alright, that's starting to look really good, and it's more aggressively sticking to the bottom of the pan, and there's lots more brown pieces of minced meat in there. So what I'm going to do now is start introducing the flavour bomb. And we build that up by adding first our aromatics, garlic and onion. Again, stir that in, let it fry. The frying coats it with flavour. Wonderful. And you can cut your onions fine or chunky like I have. I kind of like it like this. I like the texture it gives to the finished chilli. And you'll see it's frying, it's not boiling, it's frying here. And I like to keep it stirring and frying. And I'm going to stir that until the onions start to get translucent. Alright, my onions are starting to get translucent, and it's starting to stick much more aggressively to the bottom now. But don't worry about that, because all that stuff on the bottom will find solution with the liquid we put in this, and it will turn it into pure flavour. So at this stage I want to get in my chilli mix. So that's all my chilli powder I made up. Or if you've got a pre-made chilli powder, you're going to want about 6 teaspoons of it, 2 tablespoons. And then we stir and fry that in. Alright, you might want to do that in a well ventilated room, because as soon as that chilli hits the water vapour, it can get up and in the air and be a bit of an irritant. Right, okay, at that stage, while that's still frying in, I'm going to add in my bell pepper or my shredded capsicum. I just like the punch of flavour and colour that gives it, and it's really starting to look nice and colourful with that nice Latin American feel to it. Lovely, that does look great. I'm rather proud of that. That does look rather nice. I'm just going to stir that around, make sure those flavours are fully combined, because the other major element in a good chilli, as far as I'm concerned, is time. You know, you can use the best meat you can lay your hands on and then grind that up. But if you're going to make it like this, you're going to make it with mince from the shop, or minced beef or ground beef from the shop, or ground pork and beef in my case. And I like to give it time. in the way an Italian mum likes to cook her meat sauces for a long time. So now I'm going to introduce my tomato passata, which is just sieved tomato. I'll get that stirred in, and then I want to add the same amount of water, which I normally do that way to get the tomato from the inside of the carton. So we get all that in, and we bring that up to the boil, and then we're going to employ the great cooking technique of simmering it. And I'm going to simmer that now for about an hour and a half. Long time. You don't have to simmer it that long, but simmer it for at least half an hour. But ideally somewhere between an hour and 2 hours will simmer it fine. One other thing I want to add at this point is a little tiny bit of sugar. Because I've added chili, I like to add a little bit of sugar. So I'm just going to add about a teaspoon of Muscovado sugar to it. That's all, just that. And it helps balance the harshness of the chili, of the hot pepper. And it smooths it. It also adds a nice sort of sheen to the meat, a nice glossy sheen to the whole dish. Sugars and honeys are rather good for that. One other thing I want to do now is add in my stock cube. And if you're adding stock that's pre-made up like a bouillon, just add it straight from the carton instead of the water in this dish. So I like to just add my stock straight in like that. And also my chicken stock, which I like to scrunch up and drop in bits. There we go. Stir all that in, and then I want to check it for liquidity, because if I don't have enough liquid in there and I cook it for a couple of hours, it's going to dry out, and we don't want that. So I'm going to add a little more water to that, and then I'll show you the sort of consistency I want. So we want to get it to about that, so it's nice and still quite nice and loose. Right, let's have a taste of that, see where we are with taste. Nice and peppery. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. Not much, but add salt to your own taste. I won't tell you how much salt to add, you know what you like. Add it to your own taste, taste as you go. So there we are. That's it. So I'm going to turn that down to a simmer, a fairly low simmer, and then let that go, like I said, for about an hour and a half, maybe as much as 2 hours. Alright, we're about 45 minutes into that hour and a half cook. I'm just going to have a quick look at it, see what it's looking like. Starting to look really good. And as you see, it's still quite liquid, because that's how I want it at this stage, because we're going to put the beans in and they'll start to thicken it up a little bit. I also want to put in a little bit of that tomato paste, because it will give it just a little extra umami oomph. What's that, about a tablespoon? That's all I need. And then I'm going to put my beans in. Get them all out, waste not, want not. And as the beans cook out, it'll still be quite liquid, but if I want to thicken up the sauce, instead of adding thickeners to it, I just mash a few of the beans on the side of the pot and they'll help to thicken the sauce. But I'm just going to leave that now, let that carry on cooking for another 45 minutes until the hour and a half is up, and then we'll be pretty close to the serving time. Alright, time to check it out. See what it looks like. Oh yes, it's looking good. Give it a good old stir. I'm going to thicken it up a little bit by mashing a few of them beans against the side. Don't need to mash it up too much, it's not that important. And then we're going to I'm going to serve that on some rice. Although it is quite common in Wales to serve things like curries and chilies with what we call half and half, and that's half rice and half chips or French fries, as you might call them. But today we're just going to serve it up with some rice, and it's going to be real nice. Maybe with some grated cheese or a bit of sour cream on top. See how it goes. Alright, just before I serve it up, I'm going to do a quick taste adjustment. See what it's like. Just a touch more salt and it'll be perfect. That's it. Stir that in. I think I'm just going to serve that with some rice with some grated cheese and some fresh chopped onion. Just how I like it. Hey friends, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you would like to follow my channel, please subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell icon and select all to receive notifications for all my future videos. It would be great to hear from you in the comments, and I'll try to get back to as many of you as possible. You may wish to check out these titles or even help me out with a donation using the links in the description below the video. Thanks for watching.